Now let me tell y'all something. There's two kinds of people in this world. Folks who hear a rattlesnake rattle and run like their britches caught fire. And folks who hear that same sound and say, "Hold my beer, I got this." Guess which one I am? Yep, that's right. I'm the idiot who thinks he's got this. It all started when Skeeter dared me to go hunt wild ginseng out by Snakebite Hollow. Now if you ain't been there, let me paint a picture. Snakebite Hollow ain't named for friendly hugs or cozy campfires. Now, that place has more rattlesnakes than a Pentecostal tambourine convention on Sunday morning. You can hear the rattle symphony echo for miles like a snake mariachi band tuning up for Hell's concert. So there I am, crawling through brush, sweating like a sinner in a baptizing font, when my boot slips on some loose rocks, and wham! The next thing I know, I'm face first in what can only be described as a reptile hangout hole. I'm talking a whole damn family reunion of snakes, all coiled tighter than Aunt Brenda's girdle, ready to snap at the first wrong move. First rattle hits my ear, then another, then about 20 more. It sounded like a snake pit square dance gone sideways. My first thought, well hell, this is how I die. My second thought, dang, that'd make a mighty fine pair of boots. Now, any self-respecting redneck with more guts than brains would have ran like a jackrabbit on fire. But me, I went to war. Picture this. Me in a pit of angry serpents, screaming like a banshee, swinging a ginseng root like it's a badass nunchuck, trying to bite them before they bite me. Spoiler alert, they bit faster. I got nailed on the arm, the leg, even the butt cheek by bite number 6. I figured I was either immune or goners. But adrenaline's a hell of a drug, folks. I was whipping snakes like Indiana Jones with a 3-pack of Red Bull. One snake lunged for my neck. I grabbed it midair and yelled, "Not today, you rattling menace." Another tried to slither up my pant leg kick so hard I sent that sucker flying clear into the next county. I stumbled out of that den looking like I'd wrestled a bag of garden hoses filled with pure evil and won. By the time the dust settled, I had a pile of snakes big enough to make a Baptist faint. Hauled 'em home, skinned 'em clean, and turned those bad boys into the slickest pair of rattlesnake boots this side of the Mississippi. Pointy toes, shiny scales, strutting down Main Street. I wore 'em to church the next Sunday. Pastor nearly swallowed his dentures when my boots started jingling during the hymn. Women fanned themselves like I was the second coming of Elvis. Men stared with jealousy thick enough to cut with a butter knife. One fella even offered me his truck, his dog, and half his deer jerky stash for those boots. I told him, "Son, glory ain't for sale." Now, don't get me wrong, I spent 3 days in the ER, puffed up like a blowfish, hallucinating about Elvis riding a lawnmower and me singing backup on Jailhouse Rock. But when I woke up, looked down at my feet and saw those boots, I thought, worth every venomous bite. Since then, those boots have carried me through more adventures than a possum in a cornfield at midnight. They stomped out campfires, scared off skunks, and even made old Skeeter jealous enough to try and trade me his prize moonshine recipe for just one step in 'em. So what did I learn from that snake pit dance with death? Even when life throws you in a pit full of venom and bad intentions, even when you're outnumbered 20 to 1 and staring death right in its beady little snake eyes, even when your butt swole up bigger than the church potluck pie table, you stand tall, you lace up them boots, and you make sure they're rattling loud enough to warn every damn snake in the county that you're coming through. And here's the kicker, if anyone ever asks why my boots rattle louder than a busted tractor, I just smile and say, "Son, those ain't boots. That's a snake's way of telling the world, don't mess with the dumbest bastard alive." And trust me, when you've wrestled more snakes than a rodeo clown and walked away still breathing, you learn one thing real quick. The only thing crazier than a pit of rattlers is the fool who thinks he can out-rattle 'em. Heifers and hellfire. May your beer always be cold, your cousin's really cute, and your outhouse never tip over in a windstorm. And don't forget to holler at me online at ohshit.com. That's OHCHITT.com. Thank ya.